Welcome to the night section. So recently, I was inspired by watching BlackySpeakz video on Coi Leray about the hate she's been receiving and her reaction to it, titled "The Coi Leray Hate Continues." The link will be in a bio if you guys want to check it out. It was an excellent video, and as a side note, BlackySpeakz is a legend when it comes to this YouTube hip-hop commentary shit. But to get back on track, in the video, BlackySpeakz delves into the swarm of hate she's been receiving, whether that be from the underwhelming reaction of the crowd of one of her performances and people essentially clowning her for that, to her twerking at the XXL cypher, and just in general the hate train due to her, for lack of a better term, lackluster material. And she has made it known to the public that it's been really affecting her in a negative way, and obviously everyone is entitled to their opinion. You don't really have to like her music, but I think people really minimize how much hate these celebrities actually get. I, for one, was in the comment section for this video just to see what people thought, and came across an interesting comment, which I actually replied to. There was one guy that commented and said, quote, "I'm just gonna say it, if you can't handle negative criticism, then don't bother becoming a music artist. If you can't grow thick skin, then don't put yourself out there in the spotlight like that," end quote. And my reply was, quote, "It's easy for you to say that because you're not receiving thousands of hate messages and death threats that these celebrities get. Our brains aren't hardwired for that, hence why you see so many celebrities past and present get addicted to substances," end quote. So I thought this would be a great topic for a video to actually have this real discussion on hate while being a celebrity or a musical artist. And really quickly, before I get into it, please be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell notification if you'd like to see more content like this. So now I know many of you guys watching this might have the same sentiments as the guy from the comment section. A lot of you may think that Coi Leray needs thicker skin or that she's too sensitive, etc., etc. But I think it's very easy to judge a celebrity when you're sitting at home and nobody knows who you are. And personally, I don't 100% disagree with these sentiments, but it's people making those comments that lack the nuance and the context. Russ said it the best.
I hear that, and I hear that every day from fans, you know, like, and artists hear it all the time. Focus on the good. Why do you even respond to the negative? And it's like, you know, you're getting told respond to only the love but not the hate from people who, if 3 girls in their contact list say something mean about them, they're bent out of shape. You're getting
3 would be a lot. That's a bad day.
You're getting that type of advice from people who can't handle 3 people saying something mean about them, and they're telling you to ignore thousands of people a day giving you death threats. Like, your context is off, and you don't have enough.
But if it helps, we are in the same. We all get.
I get everything.
We get lots of death threats.
That's what's up. But so there's still levels to it.
No.
And need I remind you guys, Coi Leray is not the only celebrity who's been affected by hate. As you guys heard in the previous clip, there's artists like Russ, but there's many, many, many more, not only in hip-hop or within the music industry, but public figures in general.
And the lyrics go, because people really don't understand me.
Yeah, I say a lot of people misunderstand me. Because they don't know me. I guess that's true. People believe a lot of crazy stories they read.
Yeah.
Some is true, some is not. And
does it hurt when you see those crazy stories?
sometimes. But it's part of the work, you know.
I was happy. Like, I was happy. Sometimes I feel like depressed because it's like I could have a good day, and you never know when somebody makes a meme out of you clowning you, they might put you down. Or there's somebody that's talking about my family member. It's a 50-50 thing, to be honest with you. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, I can relate to that part. And
like, matter of fact, when I was younger, right, and I see a lot of these celebrities committing suicide, I used to tell myself, why they committing suicide? They're rich. I want to commit suicide. I'm broke. Why y'all want to die? Y'all got money. Who wants to die? Y'all got money. Y'all famous. And so, like, now I'm kind of in their shoes. And it's like, I know why. The peer pressure, the critics, it just drives you kind of like insane. And some people always telling me like, oh, you shouldn't care about what people say, this and that. You're not in my shoes.
well, I mean,
because we, as you know, the artists and the creatives are drawn to the negativity. For example, you know, if I did a post and it had 1 million likes on Instagram or something, but it had 30,000 or 50,000 comments, but out of those 50,000, maybe 5,000 were like truly negative comments. One, it's like, why am I so focused on this loud minority? That's the gnarly part about it. Because, dude, there's 1 million people who liked it and didn't even have to say shit about it. But it's just, it's the feeling and the wanting of acceptance. But that was a big dark place for me. I got off it because it was making me depressed. Every time I went on social media, it was a truly negative experience of like, you suck, or you're whack, or you're this, or you're that, or just so many negative things. And it's like,
before social media, it was tabloids, magazines, and newspapers where celebrities would get hate or stories made up about them. And we can argue that nowadays it has become much worse than it's ever been, because at least back then, it would be publications that would create these narratives and it wouldn't be as widespread. Well, nowadays, because of the internet and social media, you are exposed to unlimited amounts of opinions and hate by millions upon millions of people 24/7, 365 days a year. So are we really going to sit here and say that everyone just has thin skin, or that these people shouldn't have become celebrities? I think it's a very easy and dismissive way to look at things when it's much more nuanced than that. When I think of celebrities, I categorize them in my mind in 2 buckets, and this is very general, but there's bucket number 1, where some celebrities are celebrities because of their family name, with not much work they had to do, but rather something they inherited. Or they're famous because they want to be famous through controversial means, the attention seekers of the world. Or perhaps these people are famous for something very superficial, like their physical appearance. Bucket number 1, celebrities don't really bring any value to the world, they just have status. While bucket number 2 consists of celebrities that become celebrities because of their work, and the byproduct of that happens to be fame. If you provide a service, product, or something of value to the world that's marketable and digestible to a larger audience or consumer base, you're more likely to become a celebrity. And most credible musicians, at least in my opinion, fall into that category, meaning that they're providing something of value, which is music. And most of the time, the musicians have an actual passion for the music. So they may not be intentionally chasing after fame per se, but the byproduct of releasing and distributing their music over time produces that result. So when people say they shouldn't have decided to become famous, are we saying that they shouldn't be pursuing the one thing that they're passionate about? And this is where the nuance comes in, because a lot of artists, and I'm not saying all, but a lot of artists want to go into music because they love making music. And this might be the only career path that they even have a chance in. I mean, as a society, don't we tell people to love what they do if they're required to work every day anyways? It's unfortunate that artists become jaded and discouraged by the hate that's out there, but that's just the reality we live in. So I do agree that this is something to expect and to know that you're going to have to deal with when you put yourself out there. Fame is also not something you can prepare for, unfortunately. It kind of just happens, and you learn to adapt and adjust when you're already at that point. That's why we see many celebrities talk crazy when they just get on, or be more active online like how they used to before they got famous. But then they slowly learn to fade into the background for the sake of their own sanity the majority of the time. The internet always outnumbers you, so you learn to pick your fights, and you realize these haters are projecting their own miserable lives, so it's better to not give them the time of day. And the people you think are immune to this type of hate, I promise you, 9 out of 10 times, they really aren't. They just don't post about it. So if you want to have a discussion on perhaps keeping your feelings private and logging off, then that's different. But the hate will get to you at some point, no matter how much of quote unquote thick skin you have, especially earlier on in your career. You develop thick skin in the industry through experience and time. So let's give Coi Leray some grace. Night section.